So, Mikey, you're a free man now?
We're free, officially. As of yesterday, when I was done training, I checked my email to make sure, because that's what I was waiting for. We had already done our part, but we were waiting to get their side taken care of, their signature and everything. And they might have done it earlier. They might have done it, last night. I don't know, or the night before. But until we had an actual copy of it, and before I left earlier to the gym, I was, with my attorneys, and we're waiting for that. I told him, I need that copy. He says, yeah, that's where the email's coming in right now. And after we were done training, I saw my email, and it was there.
This has been a long process, Mikey. I mean, I think we talked about more you coming back than even anything else. But were you surprised that they essentially kind of threw in the towel and said, you know what, we're done with this and just want to get over with?
That's a signature right there.
Let me see. Oh,
from who? I don't know, some top rank.
Man.
Representative or attorney or something.
Are you surprised, Mikey, they decided to do that?
Not quite surprised, because we anticipated something like that. Being that they're, a huge company, and the tactic that we saw them trying to play with me and then wait and shelf me and just in a way try to allow you to go broke or starve you, like as they say. We figured they're gonna wait till the last minute, and if I'm not mistaken, today was the day that the judge would have given the order,
the decision.
2 weeks ago we were in court. It went very good, very, very well for me, and the judge gave a very good idea of what he was about to rule. He didn't give the final ruling. He said he was going to go back, review the documents, review the statements. But now that he heard both sides, he had a very good idea of what he would rule, and he told us, this was what I'm thinking it's going to be, and that extension that Top Rank is trying to enforce is intended only for world title defenses or world title challenge bouts. So, I mean, if he's not fighting for a title, defending a title, you can't hold him back. That's not for verbatim. If you want to get verbatim, talk to my attorney. He actually has a transcript from the judge. But that's basically what he said. And being that that's what he said, last week, I guess Thursday, they decided, that's it. Let's just hand him his release. And we were not released yet. That's something that Bob said he had already done, but it wasn't official. They were still back and forth between my side of attorneys and their side, and basically negotiating that release, that settlement. And we didn't have to pay anything. We didn't have to buy a contract. We didn't have to pay him any money. I mean, when have you heard of Bob letting somebody go that's under contract without any money?
Never.
Chavez, I heard he had to pay, and even Floyd had to. I heard he had to buy himself out, and I think De La Hoya settled on something with them while they went through their stuff. I don't know exactly the details, but stuff like that is assumed. And if he was in his real right and believed and knew that I was under contract, he would have just waited. He could have waited, or he would have just said, you know what, we're gonna wait till August, till I have to let you go. Or, obviously, it wasn't his best interest to wait and then let that judge give the order. So he decided to, just let me go before, shit hit the fan for him.
Is it satisfying, Mikey? Was it worth it going through the whole ordeal to get to where you're at now?
It took a lot longer than I anticipated, that I thought, but in a way it was worth it, because I also learned a lot more from the business, the way they work, the way businesses run in boxing. I learned a lot through the discovery, through the different motions and depositions and everything, all the paperwork. I'm more informed now than I was. They had to disclose things to me. I don't think I'm allowed to disclose everything regarding that.
Yeah.
But I can talk about certain things, and I learned a lot. And the way the promoter sees a fighter.
That a lot of fighters in this world know nothing about.
Oh yeah.
Mikey learned. I wouldn't say we, but Mikey himself. He learned so much from all this that now he could actually advise or tell fighters the way it really is. Because probably 90% of the fighters, more than don't know, have no idea how this business is run.
Fighters go about their career and they just do what the promoter says. And I mean, if they're paying them enough that they feel is enough and they're happy, that's fine. But if you start investigating, asking questions, and finding out that there's more and that they're hiding things or that they don't tell you, they don't disclose certain numbers, you know, you have a problem. But if you never ask or you don't question
you're
it,
happy
you're
with
happy with what you get, then
a lot of fighters are happy.
you're never gonna, fight them, or you're never gonna, ask them, or you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna be fine. Right now, that I think that fighters that actually know how this business is run more on that level, Floyd obviously won. De La Hoya was one of them because he's promoting, so he knows. He probably learned it after he went through it with Top Rank. He probably learned it. Cotto, I'm sure he learned it because he also went through some, and he got smart, he did it.
Yeah, they're very
Probably
few. Very few.
that, and maybe if you want to consider myself,
yeah.
Want to know a little more. The other 99% of fighters probably don't know all that. I still don't know everything. I don't know it because I'm not a promoter. I've never promoted. I haven't been involved in the promotion business, but I did learn more than I knew coming into it.
Yeah.
I was there in person when Todd had his deposition, and I was hearing him answer all these questions, and my attorneys were drilling him, and his look and his response, and I mean, you just learn. His answers, you're like, wow, like this is how it is? Like, this is what you guys do? I mean,
wow. It opens your eyes to all that's going on.
And if I don't go, I never learn. I wouldn't be involved. If I let my attorneys handle everything, I wouldn't have learned. But I was there, at times I was there once a week, with
Like
my attorneys
last
talking.
Wednesday you went to Vegas.
I went
You
to
didn't
Vegas.
have to go.
I didn't have to go. But I told him I want to go. Is it okay if I go? He said, yeah, you're more than welcome to come. So I was there.
So you're really involved in the whole process.
I was involved the whole time. All 2 years I was involved. Like I said, there was times where I was there at their office in LA once a week, reviewing documents, reading paperwork, signing things, reading, just transcripts and making sure that it's accurate to the best that I know, and a lot of stuff, and it actually helped me. So do I regret it? Not quite, because I learned from it. Do I feel, that maybe I lost some time? Well, it just took long. I didn't know how long it was going to take. I thought it would be sooner. Didn't. But do I feel I lost, time from boxing? It was actually a nice break. It was nice.
You're still young.
I took a nice break. I enjoyed some free time, off time, and I mean, I don't think I'm regretting that at all. It was probably some of the best time, that I've had, this time off. I got to actually go to the fights and actually watch the fights without having to worry about making weight, without having to worry about training. You're in the gym, you're working out. That's it's fun, but I don't have to be in training camp. I don't have to be dieting. I don't have to, be at the fight and not watch anything. I'm actually there enjoying the time. Watching the fight, enjoying Vegas, friends. Meeting, hanging out, stuff like that. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the result. Just and it's not just something that's just for me. I mean, I truly still will tell you and say it. I believe I did what was right. I didn't think that it was valid or the right, extensions or anything like that on my contract. I still believe we were free. They just weren't, giving up. They were trying to hold me down. When I was in all my right, how can you enforce a extension on somebody on a contract that is titled, world title defenses? I'm not champion. I'm not even fighting for a title. So how can you enforce that? How can you say that it's valid? And even if it was valid, then what kind of promoter are you that you don't offer me a single fight in 2 years? If it was valid, my contract says I'm supposed to be fighting 4 times a year. You haven't offered a single fight.
Yep.
Not a single fight. So how can you? What kind of promoter are you? You're doing a shitty job promoting me, because you're not talking about me. You're not putting me out there. You're not mentioning me. You're not promoting me. You're not fighting me. So what kind of promoter are you? If it's really under contract that you're my promoter, if you believe that that's real, then promote me. But you weren't. and I don't believe that I was under contract, but they just weren't agreeing, and the judge was about to probably give the news himself, and Top Rank decided to avoid that and, you know, move as fast as it could to release me and be done with it.